Oscar Piastri wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. What a comeback for McLaren, who now lead the way in the fight with Red Bull.
McLaren have taken the lead of the F1 Constructors Championship after Red Bull held sway for 55 races and 847 days. McLaren last led the teams very briefly at the start of this hybrid era in 2014. They also led with 3 races to go in 2008, but Ferrari snatched that away. And so, incredibly, we go back to 1998 when this great team last won the Constructors title.
Constructors Championship for McLaren, Drivers Championship for Mika Häkkinen.
Last season they were plumb last after 2 races, but they've relentlessly turned it around. Let's take a look at how and why.
Plenty of time for all the F1 teams to put some upgrades on the car. The most important one is to McLaren, and team boss Andrea Stella is calling this almost pretty much a new car. The upgrades that are coming to your car this weekend are unbelievable. They're going to put you into the stratosphere.
Yeah, we'll see.
After positive 2023 car upgrades at the Austrian and British Grand Prix, McLaren improved and many podiums would follow.
That is a stunning performance from McLaren, 2nd and 3rd in qualifying.
Yeah, baby! Is that happy?
Yeah!
This is good news. Definitely means the upgrade is a nice step forward and we're in the game now. Let's see what happens in the race tomorrow.
Lando Norris leads the British Grand Prix! You can hear the roars!
Yeah, McLaren's a rocket ship. Hey.
Podium in my home race.
We don't want to be finishing 5th in the Constructors. We want to eventually try and challenge the top. We've got a long way to go to challenge the next few teams, but you know, anything's possible if we can keep having weekends like this.
But they would only score 302 points compared to the super dominant Red Bull's 820, thanks to 19 victories for Max Verstappen and 2 for Sergio Perez. 2024 started much the same, with a walkover victory for Verstappen in Bahrain, Perez 2nd in the sister Red Bull. Lando Norris was a yawning 48 seconds behind. It was the same story a week later in Saudi Arabia, but by now Red Bull were heavily mired in off-track revelations. This led to acrimony between key players such as Christian Horner, Dr. Helmut Marko, Adrian Newey and Max's dad Jos.
A lot is made of this stuff, but you know, we are one team and nobody is bigger than a team.
It's important to have peace in the team and just focus on the driving aspect.
Impressively, through all the drama and endless media questions, Max kept his head and won 7 of the first 10 races, culminating in Spain. He hasn't won in the 7 races since.
If you look at our performance from last year to now, of course we improved, but it seems like the others just improved even more.
Meanwhile, under the calm and mature leadership of team principal Andrea Stella, McLaren were improving, especially in Miami. The team clearly understand their car and performance tools.
Norris wins the Miami Grand Prix!
You outperformed and outpaced the Red Bull.
I know, right?
That's like the first time
anyone's done it. Andrea is running the Formula One team. I couldn't ask for a better team principal. His leadership qualities, he listens, he communicates, he's thoughtful.
Just whisper it quietly, perhaps. There is a championship on our hands.
Stella had engaged technical director Peter Prodromou, integrated the highly knowledgeable and pragmatic Rob Marshall, who'd moved over from Red Bull, and focused largely the same group of talented people using the same resource into winners. Adrian Newey declared he was leaving Red Bull and was largely parked. Long-standing team manager Jonathan Wheatley is leaving for Sauber Audi, and other teams tried to poach key Red Bull personnel. And through all this, the car has turned from apparent perfection into a monster. Even Verstappen can't make the difference as he fights the car.
I can't brake, I can't enter corners, it's just really bad.
We have a lot of work to do to, basically change the whole car.
The Austrian Grand Prix sums up this story. The immovable object met the irresistible force.
Contact between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris.
Sergio Perez lost his confidence and has scored less than half Verstappen's points. He's weathered endless speculation that he'd be imminently replaced, and even Baku didn't yield a deserved renaissance.
I sat down with him in the kitchen at my house and said, come on, what's going on?
It hurts to let your whole team down, but at the end of the day, I'm determined more than ever, to get back to where we belong as a team.
Meanwhile, over at McLaren, both drivers have been on fire, and Oscar Piastri has won 2 races and comfortably outscored everyone in the past 7. McLaren could and should have won many more races, but despite that, they're the team to beat in the remaining 3 sprints and 7 Grand Prix.
To catch Red Bull, to be outscoring them, to be outpacing them, and to be the top team in Formula 1 is something we should all be very proud of.
And to compound Red Bull's misery, both Ferrari and Mercedes have significantly improved, such that they can fill any gap between them and McLaren. Can McLaren withstand the pressure? Can Red Bull turn it around? Or will Ferrari pass the pair of them? Stay tuned.